I gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, please make your way to your seats so we can start. Help these guys get, Alex, tell these guys what I'm saying. Tell these guys what I'm saying. Yeah, of course. Danny. 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 Hey, are we ready? Ready to go? Carnell. Carnell, you ready? Let's start the event. Get these people seated. Mike, can you get these people seated, please? We gotta start.
Yeah.
We gotta start.
Which ones? All of them?
All these people in the front.
Okay.
Just tell them to sit down. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and direct your attention to the stage for the singing of our national anthem by Las Vegas' own Carnell Johnson, the voice of the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, say, can you see
by the dawn's early light. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you.
Check, check. Thank you all for coming to beautiful Mojave County for this historic groundbreaking ceremony of the Hive. My name is Tony Paoli, and I'm the Chief Sales Officer for Plus Minus Power and Pegasus Group Holdings. I will be introducing each speaker today. First to speak, it is my great pleasure to introduce my friend and partner, President and CEO of Pegasus Group Holding and Plus Minus Power, Mr. Dan Briggs.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the desert. First of all, I have to say how touched I am at this turnout. I know people came from across the country to be here and really across the world. And just the number of people from here in Mojave County speaks to the reason we chose this in the first place. But so we're here for the groundbreaking ceremony. As we all came in today, I'm sure you've seen that ground has in fact been broken. About 700 acres or so thus far cleared and getting ready to really turn on what we're doing here with the Hive. Beyond that, we have almost 4 miles of fence line that has gone up. We have over 2,000 different posts. The reason I bring that up is this is not an independent effort by Plus Minus Power or Pegasus Group Holding. This is really a community effort, and I think every person that has been out here on this project has seen what we can do. Everything that we've seen so far, as you drove in, you saw how much acreage has been cleared. We started this 90 days ago. So this is 3 months old. We announced this project and people questioned and said, how are you going to do this so quickly? We still get asked that. And that's why we like to hold this and bring people here and showcase what it is we mean to do. To get to that point, obviously, I just kind of want to point out and say thank you to a few people that helped bring us to this point thus far. Obviously, the entire county of Mojave, the elected officials, been incredibly open, willing to talk to us about every opportunity, suggesting opportunities that we may have not even thought of. In particular, Director of Economic Development, Tammy Ursenbach, who literally was out here in the desert in 108 degrees yesterday helping move stuff around. But, she deserves it. But she is indeed representative of what I think it means to be a part of the government here. It's something that I know we're very grateful to be a part of. So one other person I just want to mention, and everyone here I appreciate, is Supervisor Jean Bishop, just how she helped open up the doors as we first came in. Jean's been wonderful throughout it all. And then of course I want to thank a few of the folks that helped provide some of the equipment and modules that made the trip in here today. Mike Mills is in attendance. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Mr. Thomas Perricack as well. Made the trip in from the Big Easy, New Orleans. I know there's quite a few watching live streaming, so thank you all for helping make this what it already is. Now, we know what it is today. What we're very excited about, and I think why everyone is here, is we're excited about what this is about to become. What we're doing is bigger than moving some desert, moving some rocks. We are trying to create what is going to become the backbone of renewable, sustainable, scalable, off-grid data storage. It's a mouthful, right? But what data storage is, and I was breaking this down to my wife earlier, trying to figure out how I explain what it is we're trying to do, because I think sometimes it's difficult to wrap your head around exactly what is going on out here in this land. But everything that you guys have in your pockets, your smartphones, your GPS that you used to get here, hopefully it didn't take you somewhere else, it did to a few people. But all of those things need a place to live, right? It's not processing in your phone, it's sending information somewhere. And that information is becoming more and more and more. It is growing exponentially, from your smart refrigerators to your smart trash cans. And it's only becoming a bigger burden on the grid as people are figuring out how to plug in these data storage centers, these co-location sites, and figure out how to power. Well, what we're doing is we're taking that off grid. By taking it off grid, we become sustainable. We're no longer adding to what is oftentimes the rolling blackout issues, the brownouts. We're trying to create something that not only works here, but is something that is also exportable. We have wonderful brand ambassadors who are going to help us in that mission. We're looking to take what we're doing here, grow it throughout this region, scale it as we continue to grow in both the solar and the tenants who are choosing to co-locate with us, and then take it globally. It's something that we believe is necessary for this to continue to happen worldwide. With that, I don't want to take up too much time. Plus, every time I look down and see Mr. Tony Robbins, it makes me nervous because I know I'm just not living up to the hype. So on that note, I feel like I've unleashed enough power for the moment. But thank you all sincerely. It does mean a great deal, I know, to myself, to Plus Minus Power, to Pegasus Group Holdings, to look out and think that everyone made the trip in here in our little piece of land. It's touching. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dan. You're not the only one that's nervous that Tony Robbins is staring at him. The next speaker to take the stage will be Representative Regina Cobb. Representative Cobb is a three-term state representative representing the District 5 in Arizona, where we are all proudly sitting today. Please welcome Representative Regina Cobb.
Thank you so much for all of you coming out this morning. Look at the turnout we had here. This is awesome. Besides the challenge of getting here, because I went out in Golden Valley, because I did do Google, so it was such a challenge walking across here in my heels. This is like such a little knobby thing. You don't think it's a lot of difficulty walking in normal hills, but now you put a bunch of rocks underneath it and then you're really having some issues. So it took me a little time to get across here this morning. I just want to say thanks again for Pegasus Group Holding and Plus Minus Power for believing in us. That's why we're here today, is because someone believed in us. And why wouldn't they believe in us? We are a special place. We have great taxes. We have cheap land. We have people that want to work. We have people that want to develop. We are the land of opportunity right here. And yes, you could clap for that. I agree. And it is a little nerve-wracking sitting up here in front of Tony Robbins, by the way, too. I might be a star in this little room, but you are like the ultimate star, so. And what kind of talent did we bring out here? Look at this. I mean, seriously, how many times can you say that we've brought all these people out to be excited about a project that we know is going to work? I am willing, and I know that Pegasus Group Holdings and Plus Minus know that I will be with you. If you need any hand-holding through the state legislature, I will be there and be able to help you out any way I could possibly do. And I've been that with our county, I've done that with our cities, and I plan on doing that. And I speak for myself, and Senator Borelli, I think, is here too. And I think that us at the legislature, Leo couldn't make it, but we're committed to making this project work for you. So I just want to say thanks to all of you. One of the first things that I loved about when Governor Ducey first came into office, and he came into office the same year I did, and one of the things he said is, we are open for business. And I said, yes, I love a governor that says that. Then he said, I want to do government at the speed of business. And that was singing my song. I mean, we have to move quick. If we don't move quick, we're going to miss the opportunities. And the opportunity is here today, and we've really embraced a lot of opportunities through the past year or two, and this is another big feather in our cap. And on behalf of the state legislature, Governor Ducey, and the community, which I love, love, love so much, I would say thank you for all of you believing enough as we believe in ourselves. So thank you so much. Before I leave, I want to get a picture of all of you, though, okay? You got it? Okay, I'll do the selfie. Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you so much, Representative Cobb. The next speaker, Anne Marie Ward, will be representing United States Senator Martha McSally in her absence. Please welcome Anne Marie Ward.
Well, good morning. The senator does wish she could be here this morning, but it is my pleasure to stand up here on her behalf. On behalf of United States Senator Martha McSally, congratulations on your new adventure. It takes a great deal of imagination, tenacity, and courage to embark on such an endeavor. Your partnership and commitment to the state of Arizona with the Hive is to be commended. We are fortunate to have your dedication and presence in our great state, and I want to welcome you to Mojave County. Companies like yours are the reason that our economy is booming, and it sets a precedent for other great companies to come and invest in Arizona. Part of the senator's focus in Washington, D.C. is to ensure that Arizona is a state that is not only welcoming to new business, but open to further growth and development. We encourage you to think of Arizona as your new home and to continue to grow and build your project right here in Mojave County. In the senator's first 100 days, she visited the area, and she knows it's a great place to live and work. Your investment of $3 billion and the accompanying jobs will be an incredible surge to the local economy and to the community. We look forward to watching the Hive come to fruition, and again, commend you on your initiative and selection of Arizona. You bring not only economy and growth, but you begin to build a new community here in Arizona. On this momentous occasion, the senator sends her warmest regards and deepest wishes to you, so that companies like you can flourish. Best regards, Senator McSally. Since she couldn't be here, she also sent a certificate acknowledging your achievement for both companies. So I'll let these make their way to you.
Thank you, Anne Marie. The next speaker will be Mojave County Supervisor Gene Bishop, who is here to present a gift to Pegasus Group Holdings and say a few words. We couldn't be more grateful for her continued support with our project. Please welcome Supervisor Jean Bishop.
This is what it's like to be short, Tony. So I'm not intimidated by Tony at all. I mean, he kissed me on the cheek, so he's just another guy. But Sarah Ferguson, yeah. Now, I'd like to think that I have something in common with Sarah. We both raised a couple little girls and made them adults, and they lived through it, right? We also learned how to pilot a small airplane the same year we got our license. Did you know that? Yeah. And so when Sarah sent me a video and said, Supervisor Bishop, let's have tea, I must have showed it to every family member because Dan and Jay told me I couldn't say anything about this project because it was secret for a while until they got ready to release it. So I just wanted to say I'm super excited. I'm so pleased that all of you came out here to help us with this groundbreaking and congratulate this company for what they're bringing to good old Mojave County, a well-kept secret in Arizona. So I just wanted to say welcome to everybody and thank Sonny Borelli, our senator, and Regina and Penny Pugh from Congressman Gozar's office, and Senator McSally's Representative Anne Marie, and I think even Buster Johnson's here. And Buster doesn't come to a lot of events publicly, so yay, Buster, thank you for coming. We have Hildy Angus here from District 2 down in Bullhead City, and it wasn't too long ago we did one of these for Dot Foods down there, so you know, she's got some experience with congratulating big companies coming to Mojave County, and it's not the end. People are discovering Mojave County, and they're going to be coming in droves, especially with this company breaking ground. So it's just real exciting to be here participating in the groundbreaking ceremony of the Hive, a $3 billion, 340 megawatt off-grid renewable energy data center. You need to shorten that down. Yeah. So I understand that this project is the largest economic development project brought into not only Mojave County, but the state of Arizona. And yes. Thank you. I was in hopes that Governor Ducey could be there to confirm that, but I believe that is factual. So I just wanted to share my personal perspective so y'all know how this started, how it all came to be, because Dan and Jay have a different story, but this one is my story. So this is how the project got started. It was early March evening. I was home having a romantic evening with my husband, watching his favorite Western movies while secretly checking my county email because I hate Westerns. Well, at least reruns, but this was, I think it was Gunsmoke or something. So anyway, I was intrigued because it's 9 o'clock at night and some guy named Jay Bloom is sending me an email saying he's gonna be in Vegas the next morning, he'd like to talk to me about a new business venture in Mojave County. Much more exciting than Maverick or Gunsmoke, whatever it was. The following day, this amazing journey began. We talked on the telephone. Shortly thereafter, we were all sitting around a large executive conference table with Pegasus Holdings and Plus Minor Power and all the key Mojave County directors and the county manager. And we figured out what each little piece needed to be done to make their venture successful. And it was an amazing feat to be a part of. And I'm just kind of a little mouse in the corner watching all this happen, and it was amazing. Mojave County has some really amazing directors and employees, and we had fire department chiefs, the police chief. We just had everybody that could possibly have a little tiny part in making them successful around this table. So with that, I just want to recognize some of our Mojave County directors that are here. You know, if you don't mind, if anybody that's part of Mojave County employee, would you just raise your hand so we can see? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, and I'm proud that I voted for a small pay increase for y'all. So. I also want to specifically recognize County Manager Mike Hendricks. Thank you, Mike, for helping us pull this together. And our economic developer. She's new with us. Her name is Tammy, and she is awesome. She works hard. There's so many people that think Mojave County jobs are 8 to 5. You go home, you don't work on weekends. Tammy doesn't sleep. I think she's a robot, but she's so excited about helping people become successful that look what she did here. And I think you all agree that we are so lucky to have Tammy join us today. And so here we are 5 months later after that phone call, and look what we've done. We're here to welcome a new industry and a community partner to Mojave County. And I want to welcome y'all. And I also want to take a point of privilege. I want to recognize Planning and Zoning Commissioner Bill Abbott and his granddaughter, Jordan Lamb. Jordan, could you stand up and show everybody who you are? Jordan is a young scholar. She's going to be studying international business and political science in the pre-law honors program at Southern Methodist University in Dallas this fall. She's here visiting Grandpa. So Jordan earned the Girl Scout Gold Award for leadership and was recognized by several notable business and state officials. She'll be attending SMU on a scholarship awarded based on research that she completed in high school. So Jordan, I'm sorry to embarrass you, but enjoy your time with your grandparents. And thank you all for coming. Jay, thank you. Dan, it's a pleasure.
Thank you, Supervisor Bishop.
I forgot. Excuse me. I forgot what I came here for. I want to present to Jay Bloom and Dan Briggs a Mojave County appreciation plaque for their office once they build one. I'm sorry, but it was important to interrupt.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Come this way.
You can always interrupt with presents. It's not a problem. The next speaker will be Miss Penny Pugh, representing Congressman Paul Gosar, from Arizona's 4th District.
Well, good morning, and I did not chance it. Kudos to Gina for wearing heels. I wore my boots. And I'm very honored to be here on behalf of Congressman Gosar, who was up here in Mojave County on Saturday at the picnic and couldn't make it today, but sent this message for you. Pegasus Group Holdings is a developer of renewable energy project which has chosen Mojave County, Arizona for the development of its new 3,340 megawatt solar powered data center. Yes, it's long. I have always stated that we must take advantage of our local assets, sunshine, and pursue utility-scale solar energy production. Pegasus will use otherwise underutilized land to generate new revenues in order to fund important services like education, transportation, and law enforcement. Pegasus will be locating the largest solar-powered data center in the world in Mojave County's District 4. According to M. Alberto Ramirez, co-founder of Pegasus Group Holdings, this project will offer 50 jobs to the residents of Kingman, Bullhead City, and other surrounding areas. This is monumental. I firmly believe Arizona's 4th Congressional District can be a model for energy-driven economic recovery in this country. Rural Arizona is rich with natural resources and contains diverse climates that are conducive to all forms of energy generation, including traditional fossil fuels, hydroelectric, and solar. Unfortunately, employment in Arizona's natural resources and mining sector has remained stagnant for years. The federal government needs to get out of the way, remove regulatory and bureaucratic barriers to development and generation, and let Arizona businesses put Arizonans back to work. Thanks. If America wants to reduce its energy independence, we must utilize our own resources right here in America. And we wish the best to the holdings and the groups and look forward to coming and visiting your facility when it's complete. Thank you.
Thank you, Penny. The next speaker is the man that helped put all the pieces together for this project. Please welcome Chairman of the Board for Pegasus Group Holding, Mr. Jay Bloom.
Well, how do you follow that, huh? Well, thank you everybody for coming out. This is really a special day and it's the beginning of a special project. Let me start by reiterating all of the expressions of gratitude that Dan did. There's too many people to thank. So I want to thank the Plus Minus Power team and Dan, and by doing so incorporate all of the thanks that Dan had previously expressed. I also want to express my gratitude to my personal friend, the Duchess, for coming in from London to join us today, as well as my friend Tony Robbins, who came in to join us as well. It helps being your friend. It's less intimidating. I also want to express my thanks to my partners, Albert Ramirez, who's sitting up here up front. Say hello, Albert. So the genesis of this project was Albert saying, hey, I have an idea. And that was in January or February, and February 14th. And here we are, just a short time later. We are looking at having all 340 megawatts of power live and online with servers by the end of the year. So when you talk about moving at the speed of business, we are setting land speed records in doing so. I also want to express my gratitude to my partner, Michael Evers, who's sitting up front as well. Michael, Albert, and Dan, together with me, are the main principals of the company, and it's been a lot of nights and weekends. And because of that, I want to express my gratitude to my wife as well, Carolyn. She's hiding somewhere. Wherever you are, thank you, Carolyn. So we have 340 megawatts of renewable energy, solar. And what does that mean? Well, 340 megawatts represents 165 metric tons of carbon that are now coming out of the air. We're going to be running 165,000 servers approximately. Those servers consume a lot of electricity, and that electricity would otherwise be coming from coal or oil or natural gas. Well, now they're coming from sunlight. And what that does is that as I said, 165 metric tons of carbon out of the air. So it's significant. It's significant, and it's right here in the heart of Mojave County. So I want to thank everybody in the local government and the state government for being so welcoming and so accommodating. Without your help and support, this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jay. Now, as we say in Las Vegas, it is time for the main event. It is my great honor to introduce the next speaker, Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson. Duchess Ferguson is a world-renowned author, artist, producer, philanthropist, and global ambassador for Pegasus Group Holdings. We couldn't be more excited to have a person of her caliber lead our philanthropic efforts throughout the community and across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Duchess Sarah Ferguson.
you. Oi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yay! I love this. The main event. Jay Bloom, you're the main event. But only as good as that lovely Carolyn that keeps you up, right? Where are you, Carolyn? Hi, darling. You're the best. Oh, and you, Sean, with your lovely shirt. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so everybody, Mojave County. Jean, wouldn't we have fun together? And you're so emotional. You speak from your heart, and you're just so lovely. Is she grumpy too? Yeah. I mean, Tammy, how grumpy? And where's your husband today? He's home watching Westerns. He's home watching Westerns. I'm a man of my own heart, like John Wayne, True Grit. Yeah, okay, fine. Back to why I'm standing here. Okay, you heard Jay Bloom say what he had to say right then. Okay, so picture this. When Tony and I walked in just a minute ago, we walked in here, and how many photographs did we have already? How many people said, "Oh, I've got my, hold on. Here's my telephone. Can I take a picture?" And we're thrilled, and of course we're thrilled. We're on the public stage. This is what we do. But how do you charge your telephones? Oh, we'll just go back home and charge it. Great, easy, isn't it? Yeah. I know. Just stop for a minute. What if you are on a dump in the middle of Sierra Leone? You're 15 years old. You're called Joseph. I went up to him and I said, and he had his head down like this, and he was wandering around, and he wouldn't look me in the eye. And I said, so what's your name? And he said, Joseph. And I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm looking for plastic bottles, because if I collect plastic bottles, I can make 10 pence this afternoon. That's 10 cents for all of you. And maybe I can feed my family tonight. And I said, and then he said, oh, ma'am, good to see you. And I said, wait, hold on a minute. We're in the middle of Sierra Leone, on the middle of the largest dump of waste plastics in the world, and you're saying ma'am to me. I said, quite frankly, you seemed like you're really educated. And he said, yes, ma'am, I was at school, but I've had to come out because I've got to do this for my family. But I want to go back to school. I said, what do you want to do? He says, I want to be a lawyer. Right. So I turned to little Jenai, who I was with, the social manager, and I said to him, this guy needs to go to school right now. How much will that cost? Oh, well, that'll cost $30 a year for him to be educated. I went, okay, let's educate him. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get Joseph educated. So now comes the situation. What if you don't give Joseph hope? What if you don't give Joseph a planet? What if you don't give Joseph an opportunity to plug his own telephone in so he can learn from his own Google or whatever else he wants to learn from? And so that's why I've come to Mojave County. Because for Joseph, who's all over the other side of the world in Africa, we herald you, Joseph, because we are going to make a better planet for you, just from what Mojave County has done by supporting Jay Bloom, Albert, plus minus Power, Dan Briggs, Michael, Carolyn, Sean, someone else, Michael. Who's that guy who I know so well? Evan. Evan. Yeah. And Albert and Jay. Yeah, okay, got it. And Dan, brilliant man, Dan. But the thing is that it's all about unity. And quite frankly, if we didn't have Mojave County Jean cracking the whip and the senators and this and that and everybody else, then what are we all doing it for? It's a blueprint here today. It is the state of Arizona opening up its entire place and saying Mojave County's good. We're a unity of people growing together to give Joseph out there in the middle of Africa, who doesn't even have clean water, let alone anything to eat, let alone a telephone, an opportunity to come to Mojave County and say thank you. Because of the Hive, because of what you've done, you are a blueprint for the rest of the world, that at last people are joining forces to make a difference, so the rural areas of the world, whether it be small islands or anywhere in the world, can have the right to power. The right to power. So, yes, I am a philanthropreneur. I made up the word. You can't steal it.
is when you take you find people like Joseph, you give them an opportunity, and they become their own entrepreneur. From philanthropy, which is why I was there in Sierra Leone, building schools, which is what I believe, education, education, education. And all I can tell you is I've come here to support the Bloom family, Plus Minus Power, and everybody, and the Mojave County, because I'm so proud to be here. I don't want to be anywhere else. I want to be with the Hive because I want to go around the world and say, this place, the Hive, in the middle of Mojave County, you all need to open your eyes to it and lead by example, so we can take the blueprint of the Hive to China or to India or to anywhere else I go, because I live on the cloud and you just download me and send me off. But you're only as good as the team you surround yourself with. So when you go home now and you look at your cameras and you turn on your hairdryer or you turn on the light switch, you're very lucky. And do you know the best thing all? Is it's right here. We've been given it, and it's for free. It's the sun. So thank you. Yeah, I know you're nodding from the Grand Canyon, aren't you? You're from the Grand Canyon. You're nodding. You know exactly what I mean. Thank you, sun. Thank you for the gratitude we should all have in our hearts for the light we've had today. For the light today, and it was free. So let's use it and make a difference to change the world. So I know that I just need, before I get off this stage, and hand to the great and wonderful Tony Robbins. I just, who I've adored for many, many years, and I just think he's a wonderful man, and I'm so proud to be anywhere near him, let alone on stage before him. But I want to shout out to 3 little girls, Athena, Ariadne, Athena, and Olympus. That's kind of good. So in Greece, you've got lots of sun in Greece, but well done driving for 3 hours to come and see me, and to say hi to you guys, all right? Because we're building a better planet for your future, okay? So thank you all very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Duchess. Our final speaker this morning needs no introduction. Tony Robbins is an entrepreneur, best-selling author, philanthropist, and the nation's #1 life and business strategist. Tony exemplifies the passion, hard work, and innovation that our company has built itself upon. He strives to improve the lives of others and accomplishes exactly that through an unshakable belief that we can all be the best versions of ourselves. Tony has inspired every one of us at Pegasus Group Holdings and Plus Minus Power, and we could not be more proud to work with him and call him our partner. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tony Robbins.
Thank you very much. I was actually not supposed to speak, but with that introduction, I guess I am. So just sit down, it'll be about 7 hours. I just want to say 2 things. Thank you. It's beautiful to come to a community like this where there's such support for a project this important. I think the Duchess shared it so beautifully. This is not just a project that'll affect your community, although that alone would make it worthwhile, but it's something that touches people all over the world. Most of us forget how lucky we are. You know, 2/3 of the planet lives on $2.50 a day. They don't have access. I just sponsored an X Prize because 1 out of 7 adults is illiterate. So the internet, even if you had access to electricity, it doesn't give you anything. You know, 250 million children around the world have no teachers, and we don't have enough teachers to get them there. So we've just recently, through this X Prize, had 100 different companies compete, and we just awarded them $20 million because they've given us a way on iPads in the middle of Africa to be able to take children without teachers and get them to do basic reading, writing, arithmetic within 18 months. And so the beauty of this, thank you. The beauty of this, though, is we still need the power. And that's the bottom line. It's like we even have the ability to educate them now, have the ability to take them out of poverty. I mean, my life, and I'm sure yours, is probably driven by education. In my case, a great deal of self-education, because I believe that in the world we're in today, that is the competitive edge. Many of you have heard about artificial intelligence and where it's coming and all the jobs that are going to be disrupted by it. And there's some hype in there and some that's not hype. And we need to be ready, and we all have to be able to retool for the new world. But one of the biggest, most important retools in making sure the planet is safe and healthy for all of us And the only way that's going to be happening is if we can change this foundation that we have of destroying the planet to try to meet our short-term needs. And I think what you're seeing here today is the beginning, the very beginning of something that can be scalable literally around the world. And all the things we take for granted, has already been pointed out, can be done, but not at the cost of our communities, not the cost of people overseas. I think the opportunity is amazing. So I want to thank Jay, I want to thank the whole team and the Duchess for traveling all this way. Please help me in thanking them all, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you all for coming today and your continued support. All speakers, Pegasus and Plus Minus members and partners, and members of the media, please exit to the right for the groundbreaking photo. Everyone else, please enjoy some refreshments, drive home safely, and once again, thank you all for coming today. Have a blessed day.